Jim Morrison, born James Douglas Morrison on December 8, 1943, in Melbourne, Florida, was the charismatic lead singer and lyricist of the iconic rock band The Doors. He became one of the most influential and controversial figures in rock history. Morrison was the son of George Stephen Morrison, a rear admiral in the U.S. Navy, and Clara Morrison. His father's military career meant the family moved frequently during Morrison's childhood. He was a voracious reader, deeply interested in literature, poetry, and philosophy, which later influenced his lyrics and persona. In 1965, while studying film at UCLA, Morrison met keyboardist Ray Manzarek, and together they formed The Doors. They were later joined by guitarist Robbie Krieger and drummer John Densmore. The band's name was inspired by Aldous Huxley's book, The Doors of Perception, which referenced a quote by poet William Blake. If the doors of perception were cleansed, everything would appear to man as it is, infinite. The Doors quickly rose to fame with their self-titled debut album in 1967, featuring hits like Light My Fire, Break On Through to the Other Side, and The End. Morrison's deep voice, enigmatic lyrics, and unpredictable stage presence made him a captivating figure. Combining Morrison's darkly poetic lyrics and outlandish stage presence with the band's unique and eclectic brand of psychedelic music, The Doors released a flurry of albums and songs over the next several years. In 1967, they released their sophomore album, Strange Days, which featured the top 40 hits Love Me 2 Times and People Are Strange, as well as When the Music's Over. Months later, in 1968, they released a third album, Waiting for the Sun, highlighted by Hello, I Love You, which also hit number 1, Love Street, and 5 to 1. They went on to record 3 more records over the next 3 years: The Soft Parade, 1969, Morrison Hotel, 1970, and L.A. Woman, 1971. Morrison cultivated a mystique with his alter ego, the Lizard King, a persona that embodied his wild, rebellious, and often self-destructive nature. His lyrics often explored themes of existentialism, love, death, and freedom, with a penchant for surreal and dark imagery. Morrison's life was marked by excess, including heavy drug and alcohol use. His on-stage behavior was often erratic and provocative, leading to several arrests and legal issues. The most infamous incident occurred in 1969 in Miami, where Morrison was accused of exposing himself during a concert, resulting in a trial and conviction, though he appealed the decision. On July 3, 1971, Jim Morrison was found dead in his Paris apartment at the age of 27 under mysterious circumstances. The official cause of death was listed as heart failure, but no autopsy was performed, leading to much speculation about the true cause. Morrison was buried in Père Lachaise Cemetery in Paris, where his grave became a pilgrimage site for fans. His influence on music, poetry, and pop culture remains significant, and he is remembered as one of the most iconic rock stars of all time. Morrison's life and work have been the subject of numerous books, films, and documentaries, cementing his legacy as a symbol of the 1960s counterculture and rock and roll excess.